Yo, you already know it's the vibe. It's your boy Deparris729, also known as DP7. We checking in with the industry most wanted. I'm from the Bronx, New York, and we about to rip it. Can I get a year?
You can see from my VVS diamonds, I'm so blessed. That means I'm so fresh. My neck is so stressed. Waiting on the jeweler is on my Texas. Confidence never flex. A customer counting checks. They saying it's complex. For me, it's nonsense. I'm attracted to objects. Just brought a new complex. Get into the bag, get a house for my mom next. And yeah, I'm getting money, but
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast.
Wanted.
Boom, I heard that we got New York in the building. What's going on with your family?
You already know.
I'm over here, but I think if I say it like in a lower tone, I'll get it better.
No. You know what it is?
What is it?
It sounds like you're adding a P at the end, and it's like a Y-U and like 3 R's. So it's like
And I'm from the South, so I probably got that Southern accent in there. Give me some love, man. Boom. It's
Boom. It sounds good to me. I'm like, if you was to say it, I'm gonna catch it anyway.
I'm gonna go home and practice it and get back to you. How about that?
Definitely.
Thank you for being here. Go ahead and give us that official introduction.
Yo, y'all already know it's your boy DP7, also known as Deparris729, and I'm rocking with the industry's most wanted podcast today, and we are about to kill it. Can I get a year? Love it. Shout out to COD, shout out to Umbrella Studio, shout out to Empire 45, my management, and we are on and ready.
I know that's right. Big facts, man. Well, listen, it's time for us to dive in because I always like to take it back so people understand your journey because you dope, but you had to work to get where you at, musically. What was it like growing up in New York for you, in your city?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's crazy because I'm a Brooklyn boy.
Okay,
I'm from Brownsville originally. My mother's from Tilden Projects. My father's from I can't even pronounce. I can't get.
He from projects. Up top too.
Yeah,
okay, shout out to Pops.
But shout out, you already know he is crazy. So being from Brooklyn, but traveled around a lot. So like I grew up partially in like the whole 5 boroughs. So I really just don't rep one borough. I rep the whole 5 boroughs.
Understood.
You already know. So New York tap in, but the thing is around like 14, my mom's moved us down south. So I grew up throughout Alabama and North Carolina, and visited a bunch of other states throughout my childhood and everything. So my music just turns out to be a little bit different.
I love it. I love the fact that you had the opportunity to experience, up top and down south. Being that you did experience living in New York and like you said, Alabama, Carolina, maybe some other places, culturally, how did that help you with your music?
It made my music extremely diverse.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm like, one day I might be rapping for you, and another day I might turn around and have a whole pop song for you.
There you go.
Because the style of living in these different places, is just really from New York to Alabama is extremely different. So shout out Auburn, Alabama. Shout out Opelika, Alabama. Shout out Lochapoka, Alabama. Montgomery, you already know, live down in there. Yo, Charlotte, Greensboro, Concord, Kannapolis. Like all these different places are really, really different. Like North Carolina is different from Alabama, and both of them are extremely different from New York. So it's like I go from, how can I say this, like extremely fast in a like rough atmosphere to like a super slow pace where I'm looking at cows and chickens and like I grew up running the streets. Like, I'm an 80s baby, Shout out Hunts Point, They bred me to who I am. So I went from really running the streets to going down south and hunting and fishing.
I love it. I love that though.
So fortunately, the change actually took me from possibly not graduating high school to actually graduating high school.
Understood.
And
you can prop it up against here if you want. If you, but
it's somebody was actually trying to call through. I'm like, people they'll see you doing things and they don't want to call you anyway, and it's like,
listen, people know my schedule, that it's every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday during these hours, yet they call me and I'm like, bruh, I've been doing this. I get it.
Yeah, so but so it was like a culture shock, and you know, I do want to shout out down south for the schooling. You feeling me? Like I said, I graduated high school, so it, you know, that was a blessing. But I don't think if I would have stayed in New York, I would have even made it through like middle school. You know, so,
understood.
So it was a culture shock, but it helped out in the long run. You know, and it actually really helped with my music, because now my dialogue is like really
diverse.
So it's like 1 minute I might be spitting like this, and the next minute I might have a real country accent, or I might spit on a song like 3 different times, and you like, who are all 3 of these people? So, you know, because as you get to hear more of my music, you'll see that I really don't ever sound the same on any track.
Yes.
So
I like that, though. I think that's important, you know, coming from a person who's not only a consumer of music, but a radio personality. And, you know, I've been in this business a long time. Something that I talk to about artists when they ask me for feedback on their music is that every 4 bars, you should be switching up your flow. If you sound the same through the entire song, it's boring. Like, most people may not understand why they tune out from that song, but someone like me who understands music understands why people will tune out. Like, if every 4 bars you speed it up, slowing it down, getting a little melodic, that's what makes a really diverse and dynamic song.
Give some essence to the music.
Yes.
You know, like, that's what music is lacking nowadays. It's lacking essence and soul. It's like everybody just getting in the studio and it's like, all right, just play the beat. I heard this beat yesterday. Just play the beat. I'm going to spit something. It's like, all right, run it back and let me punch it. So it's like every 5 seconds, it's like, you got to really just put some focus into the music nowadays.
100%. Do you write your music? Or
I write everything.
So let's talk about that. You know, at what age, if you recall, did you start writing? Whether it be poetry or music, when did you start writing?
I started writing poetry and R&B songs.
Okay.
Early, I think like 8, 9 maybe, because be honest, I was a R&B singer first.
Okay, so sing something real quick. No, I was playing.
No. But I was an R&B singer first, and what happened is that I actually have 8 other brothers and sisters that I was raised in the home with. You feeling me? And I have mostly brothers. I have 2 younger sisters, so shout out to them. Yeah. And being that all my other brothers, they rapped, and I kind of like had that singing. It was hard to really get into like a freestyle cipher at that time.
Yes. So,
you know, I wound up, my little brother, shout out Smoke, he actually started teaching me how to rap. So
okay.
I wound up, so now I do everything.
Kind of transitioning.
Yeah.
I think that's really dope. Would you say that, because you said you were in the streets, you know, you were probably doing some stuff you shouldn't have been doing. That's what kids do, right? You know what I'm saying?
Everybody. I'm an 80s baby. I grew up throughout the 90s. And
we're human beings. We make mistakes.
People make mistakes, you know. Fortunately, I've never made any mistakes that got me in any serious issues.
Yeah, that's so.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell everybody, I don't do jail. I'm too small for that. I'm sorry.
I know that's right.
I ain't got time. Like, yeah, it looks like I work out and all that extra good stuff, but nah, I'm too small for that. I ain't trying to fight every day. I don't like the food. I barely like to eat now, but I really don't want that. So, yeah, like, so all my brothers that's actually locked away, you already know, you're much love to y'all, but I can't do it.
No, absolutely. Listen, and that's something to brag about. You know what I'm saying? That you've never been incarcerated. You know, you got bragging rights on that. And I think that's dope, because you've, like you said, you've done stuff, but never anything to land you in that position. Or maybe you have and you just ain't get caught. We ain't gonna talk about that though.
I have never done anything I've never done anything.
No, it's all good. So listen, with writing, is that a mental therapy for you?
Yeah, my music is based off of my life.
Yes.
So like, yeah, it's my way of getting my thoughts out. Like I have like my music I write, and then I have my music I write like kind of my journal.
Yes.
You know, but it like I can't just like write in my journal like, oh, so this happened today. I'm not that type of person.
Understood.
So like I wound up like freestyling like whatever issues is on my head, and like I have a video, kind of like an audio clip journal that I document, and you know it helps. So sometimes I actually bump back and say, all right, you know what, this is not too personal. I can really go with this this verse, and you know it helps out with some of my music.
So speaking on, you know, some of the stuff you do right being personal, what is the most personal song that you've released to date?
At the moment, I can't say I released anything too personal.
Okay.
I have a few things that I'm gearing up for, but I'm under management, so they're, you know, doing the management
Understood.
thing. So I do have some things that's coming out. Like Play Me is going to be a really good look into like, okay, I see what's going on, because I am the father of 10 kids, so shout out to my kids.
Shout out to your
y'all.
babies.
Daddy love y'all.
Run through their age real quick, from youngest to oldest. You ain't got to say all of them, but what's the youngest age? What's the oldest age?
My oldest is 18.
You have an 18-year-old?
Yes.
Okay.
And
You look young, y'all. I mean, not saying you old, but you know what I'm saying. You look too young to have an 18-year-old.
Listen, I have a few rules I live through in life, and I stick by them. One of them are, if you can't fix it, forget it. And the other one is, I like you, and I let you like me. Don't mess that up.
There you go. I like that.
You know, and so I have a 18-year-old, I have a 14 and a 13-year-old. And then I have, we're going to skip to the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
That's fine. What's the youngest?
The youngest, all three of them are going on 1.
Okay. There you go. So let's take it back to the 18-year-old, right?
Yeah.
You became a father 18 years ago, 18 years and some change.
Yeah.
How did that change your life?
Extremely. I went from being in the streets, you know, running the streets every day and that type of life, to having to split that life to try to figure out I can't like really lose my life or lose my freedom, and I have this little baby now, so you know it kind of changed the perspective of like moving around. And don't get me wrong, I'm human.
Of course.
I've made tons of mistakes behind that.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to God, because Lord knows. But yeah, it gave me a better understanding of life. Like, I stopped living life to appease everybody else and to say, oh yeah, he got this, so I need to have that. Nah, I'm just confident in myself.
Yes.
and stuff like that. So it's more on some, I live life to be happy. I do what makes me happy.
As you should. As you should.
And that just guided me between there and now. So like, and yeah, I know I said I had 10 kids, but my boys they're at the end, you know, so I had to keep going for some boys. But I have a lot of daughters, you know, and being that my first was a girl, all I could stop and think of is, and this is the realest thing I ever heard, and it dawned on me. It was, my job as a father is to keep men like me away from my daughters. So,
that's strong.
And it's the reality of the situation. I'm not gonna sit here and smile and say, oh yeah, I'm the greatest dude in the world. No.
You keeping it G with yourself.
I got 10 kids and 5 baby mothers.
Yeah.
That explains enough. So
yeah.
So being that I had so many daughters, which Lord, I know God was trying to teach me some type of lesson.
He
right?
was. Treat women good.
Yeah, like God, I know I wasn't getting the message, but
he said you gonna learn today.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I was paying attention to the vibrator on my phone. So yeah, so it kind of just rounded me out to know that whatever I'm gonna do, need to do it smart.
Absolutely. I think becoming a parent for me, what it really taught me was to learn to be more proactive rather than reactive. When you are proactive, you could prevent yourself from doing something. Not everything out here deserves a reaction. It's okay to walk away from certain situations. It don't make you no sucker. It makes you a smart person that you live in to take care of your 10 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like I heard 50 Cent say not too long ago, if you really look, it's not the rich person that's actually starting the fight. It's the person that has nothing to lose.
They're absolutely
and
correct.
Once you have kids, you realize you have everything to lose.
Yeah.
And like I have a lot of kids, so I made my own tribe. They depend on me.
Yeah,
you feel
absolutely.
me? So like I have to keep that mindset that if I'm gone, who's gonna tend to them?
You don't want any other man raising your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
No, I'm not even gonna sit here and say that. You feeling me? Because I'm not gonna shoot down no other man that might be doing good. Cause I have 3 different men that actually molded me into the man that I am today.
Absolutely.
You feeling me? And I have kids by 5 different women, so naturally I'm not in every home.
right. No, absolutely. And that's not what I'm saying. Stepdads are amazing.
Yes.
My dad helped me raise my son because I was single mom. What I'm saying is you can prevent yourself from not being in a situation to where someone else is full time raising your child. Is what I'm saying.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Stepdads are beautiful.
Yeah.
Pops are beautiful. Granddads are beautiful. But you don't want to put yourself in a position to where someone else is raising your child full time. Is what I'm saying.
Of course.
You know, so shout out to all the stepdads in the world because you may be a stepdad now or at some point in time in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I feel like any siblings to my children outside of me, they're basically my children too. You
100%.
feel me? Because all the kids really need to stay together. That the whole like unity community thing we kind of lost a long time ago, and we really need that back as a people.
I agree. There is a lot of lost unity as a whole, not just in certain cultures, but just across the board.
No, that's why I said as a people, that doesn't, there's no race, no color, no anything. Like, that's just as a people, we just need to stick together.
I agree. Give me some love on that, man. We got to stick together because, you know, at the end of the day, it's tough out here. You know, some people have more struggles than others, but we all encounter some sort of adversity in our life. Have you lost anybody close to you?
I lost a lot of people close to me.
Yeah. How did that affect you? Like, you know, losing, you ain't got to get into who it was, but, you know, maybe a relative or a good friend. How did that affect you?
It hits hard. You know, I'm going to actually be real with you. I lost my grandmother not too long ago.
My condolences.
And she was like
Grannies are the best ever.
You know, she was the glue of the family.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's missed, you know, like, Grandma, wherever you at.
She right here. What you talking about? She's sitting right there. You know that, right?
Listen.
She right there. Her presence is here.
Nah, she's always around. She's always around. But she was hard, but she was definitely loving.
Yes.
More hard than anything.
Yeah.
But she was loving.
But that's good though.
Yeah, she kept the family together and everything like that.
That's
so
beautiful.
Yeah, definitely miss my grandmother. You know.
What's her name?
Lydia.
Long live Lydia. Shout out to her. She right here with you right now. Yeah. So let's take it to the music side. You know, thank you for being transparent and sharing your family journey. And, you know, it can be a lot sometimes, but thank you for sharing that.
Not a problem.
About how long would you say that you started taking music like on a serious level where you getting your business together and this is becoming a true passion for you?
Okay, this is going to be funny. I've been rapping for a while or whatever. Like, I randomly write songs or whatever.
Yeah.
And my brother, he, you know, he was trying to do music or whatever the case may be, and we was in 2 separate states, so I couldn't like get into his studio or whatever the case may be. And after a while, I kind of just sat back and said, you know what? I'm going to learn how to be an engineer and start producing my own music. So I wound up just getting an Apple and, you know, getting studio equipment and getting a DAW and started learning how to engineer myself.
I love it.
And throughout the course of me learning how to engineer myself, I wound up meeting other people along the line that put me in a few places to where I can actually get some music professionally done.
Nice.
So I started this a year ago.
Okay. So within a year, you've probably, sounds like to me, you've done more in a year than some people have done in their entire music career, which could be 10 years, could be 15 years. Because honestly, I sit down and do this with a lot of artists, and there's people who's been doing it for a long time, and it's not to throw shade, but they don't know how to engineer. They don't know how to record themselves. They don't know none of that. They just pay someone to do it for them, and that's cool.
Yeah, but how you gonna you can tell a person what you hear, but the person can never hear what you hear in your head.
I say that all the time.
So in these situations,
that's so true.
In these situations, you gotta be able to do it yourself and be able to help the engineer get to where you're trying to go, because the engineer is gonna do the end mastering and everything like that, but he can't hear where you're going until you can hear where you're going.
100%.
So me starting off and learning how to engineer myself helped me be able to say, all right, well, I need this to kind of sound like this because that's what it sounds like in my head.
Facts.
And I can give an accurate description and go back and say, all right, this part right here, or whatever the case may be. You know, so shout out to all my engineers that I work with that's actually like really easy with me when I'm doing that. And I'm sorry, I don't mean no disrespect. It's just, y'all already know we get great music. I'm just trying to push.
Understood. Absolutely. Because like you said, you can hear the final product in your head.
Yes.
But trying to explain that to someone it's nearly impossible.
Yes.
Once you work with an engineer for a while, then they kind of start understanding your sounds, how you like things, you know what I'm saying? But you know, if you can do it yourself too, who better to get your sound the way you want it than you?
Me. That's why a lot of times you will see me record something at the house. But what I do is I record it at the house, then I take it to the studio.
Yes.
Like, all right, this is what I'm trying to get to.
Like a stencil.
Yeah, like this is what I'm trying to get to. I know you're going to make it sound better, but this is the idea.
Yeah.
So let's work off this idea.
You know what? And let me tell you something. Engineers across the world will thank artists like you because bringing them a reference track helps them so much. Or even if it's not necessarily one of your songs, maybe there's a way that, you know, Wayne had one of his songs. You can say this is the sound I'm going for.
Yeah, I'm going for it. But that's great. Thank God you brought that up. Nah, I'm one of them people. I'm strictly everything my own. I don't want to sound like nobody, no nothing. So if I bring you a reference track, it's something that came up in my head. So like I'm not copying nobody lyrics. I don't need no ghostwriters. You know, don't get me wrong. If somebody came to me with a song like, yo, I think you sound good doing this, I will definitely do it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, any material you hear coming from me is my material.
All original.
I come from an era that if you're not doing it yourself, then how can you really say it's yours?
I agree.
You know, like you listen to my music, I don't sound like nobody, and my story is not like anybody. So I can say, yes, that's mine. So when you go and you listen to this track or you listen to that track or you listen to that track, you can say, all right, I understand his story, so I understand this song belongs to him, and it might be based off of this period in time or that period in time. You feeling me? But again, I never done anything that put me in any situation. So I understand the boys, the hip hop police. Y'all do be watching. They ain't no need of even looking. Y'all know my name. So actually, shout out to all y'all.
Yeah. Straight like that. Have you put out any full bodies of work, albums, EPs, mixtapes?
No, actually, what happened was I put out 3 tracks between June of last year and I believe like maybe October.
Okay.
And I started putting together my EP, but what happened was I wound up bumping into a lot of different things that slowed up my progress on the EP, because I wound up getting a high level feature here, and then I got a high level feature here, and then it was like, all right, well, I can't really put, because people were taking up, like, I had the EP I was putting together, it was a combination of some really good songs.
Yes.
And people were starting to take up slots, so then I was like, oh, I can't put this out, because then it looks like I'm trying to be carried by my features.
Yes,
so
understood.
So I backed up off the EP, and I wound up having another song, So Fresh, that's you have now.
Yes.
I had that song. Well, I had the chorus and the first verse already, like, down, and the afternoon that I recorded that morning, I wound up getting some news. So it was like, all right, well, let me go ahead and write another verse. So I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of difficult, because I was like, the first verse went kind of hard, I felt. So I sat down, and it took me like maybe 40 minutes. I wrote the second verse and recorded that later on that afternoon, and I honestly think it's pretty hot.
Yeah.
The feedback I've been getting is pretty hot. Yo, shout out 2K24. So Fresh is on 2K24. Make sure y'all go get your copy and bump So Fresh. Go to the store, get fresh.
I know that's right. And I love the fact that the only person that it sounds like you're in competition with is yourself. You wanted, when you wrote that second verse, you're like, okay, this first one was hard, but I got to outdo myself and maybe come a little harder on the second one. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I'm one of them people that I believe that you put music together in the best format possible. So, like, say I have a song, right? And I had two other people that was getting on the song. When they send me their verses, if their verses is harder than mine's,
you go back.
I'm a possibly go back, or I'm just gonna let it rock, depending on who they are.
Yeah,
You feeling me? Like, say I get a feature from Lil Wayne.
Yes.
I'm not gonna waste my time on going back and rewriting.
Right, because he's a legend. Understood.
Okay, I get something from Eminem, Jay. I'm not gonna waste my time going back. 50 Cent. I'm not wasting my time to go back and rewrite a verse. It's not smart.
Understood.
All right. So, and that's no shade to anybody else, no disrespect to anybody else. It's just, we all know there's just certain people you just, it don't make sense to go back and rewrite after.
Absolutely.
Okay, so like, in that case, I'm just gonna let it be what it is. Yeah. Like, them artists is gonna be at the end of the song anyway. They're like the headliner of the song anyway. So I'm never worried about that situation. So it's like, and I'm gonna be honest, like you said, I'm in competition with myself.
Yes.
So I'm normally really never caring what the next person puts on the track anyway.
Absolutely. And because you carry a confidence about yourself, you know you are good at what you do.
Yeah.
This is your passion.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. You're a father of 10.
Mm-hmm. You're
in the music business. This is what you're doing. Through all that, what is your purpose?
I want to share my story. I've always wanted to be in entertainment. I always wanted to entertain the crowd. Like, I love doing shows.
Making people happy.
Yeah, I love hearing the roar of the crowd. The thing is that I love to see people jam to something that I just came up randomly with and I thought was good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my music start with me liking it, and a lot of concepts that I actually throw out for a lot of my songs, when I first throw them out, people be like, I don't really know. I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. But then after they hear the full, because a lot of times you can explain a concept or you can even sing part of the concept and people are like, yeah. But it's not until they actually hear the body of work together that they like, all right, now I see where you was going.
Absolutely.
That's like this song that we're getting ready to do a whole promo for and everything like that, called how can I say this publicly? Boobies out. Got
the tatas out.
Yeah. So trying to make sure
for all the ladies.
Yeah.
Take your melons out. We keeping it PG.
And actually, I actually just did that song in Onyx and
oh, that's dope.
Ace of Clubs too. I just performed that song.
That
in
is
it.
so dope.
So there's a few people out here that already heard that song that rocked with it. Then.
Yeah.
So thank y'all again, Atlanta. Y'all definitely rocked with the song this week. Well, throughout this week because I've been performing a lot for A3C. So
yes.
Yeah, definitely liking the song, and I'm gonna be honest, it's a strip club song.
Yeah, listen, and when you have what you consider a strip club record, what better place to test it out than in the strip club?
The strip club.
When I first moved to Atlanta 10 years ago, it was 10 years ago this month, my first hosting gig was at Magic City, which is one of the most well-known strip clubs, and I spent a year hosting there, and I seen and I witnessed how many records got broken. The strip club artists would come through, and what's dope is you never know at any given time, T.I., Future, Thug, they always were in there. You know what I'm saying? And not that you're trying to impress them, but oftentimes they might hear it and be like, yo, he's dope. Let me work with this person. Strip clubs is a great place to break a record.
Yeah, strip clubs is definitely a great place to break a record.
100%.
I'm like, oh, let me give a shout out to DJ Spazzo because he broke So Fresh on High 97.
That's
so
dope.
that's a shout out to my producer Cover and the whole COD squad, the whole umbrella unit out there in Hunts Point, the Bronx. You know, already know Europe. Stand up.
Is there a visual available? On the way?
Yeah. Yeah,
we'll say it like that. On the way, coming soon.
Yeah, they're coming really soon. I actually just got finished shooting a promo video. So
that's dope.
This is not even the official video that y'all gonna see coming soon. But this is for my new song Outlaw. It's gonna be coming soon out. It was supposed to be out, but we wound up pushing it back to get a few things done. So it will be coming soon. Yo, shout out to DJ Eastside. He gave me the drop. He gave me the drop on there, and then I'm not even gonna lie, it's phenomenal. You know, I want to give a shout out to Dice Peso. I got a verse from him. Jim Jones, I got a verse from him. Conan, the whole Wine VS Shampoo, y'all, the whole team out there in New York. You know, got a few tracks with them coming soon too.
Congratulations on everything, bro. Like like I said earlier on, it sounds like you've done more in your time in this industry, you know, as a professional than a lot of people that's been doing it a lot longer than you.
Well, I believe in manifestation. I wake up every morning and I understand that if I don't do something to forward my career, then I'm never going to move forward in my career.
Absolutely.
So every day I'm doing what I can, when I can, to move my career forward. So, and I don't rely on anybody else, you know. Fortunately, like I have a good right hand man. Technically, he's like my brother. You feeling me? That's Lazarus the Top Don. You feeling
That's
me?
That's my homie, man.
Yeah. We grew up together and everything like that. You dig? So like I have a lot of music with him. So he's gonna be releasing some stuff.
Shout out to you, Lazarus. What's going on?
Y'all go check in on Last Night. That's a song me and Laz got out right now. It's hot. It's spinning crazy in London right now.
Wow, that's major.
Yeah.
That is big. You definitely had a lot of accomplishments. Let me ask you this. Do you have a lot of OGs in your corner?
At the moment, I'm building them.
Yes.
So we're gonna give a shout out to Bigger Rankins. We're gonna give a shout out to DJ Cat. Shout out to Mr. Empire. Like the whole cast, and DJ Baby Drea, DJ Gracie Grace. I'm gonna be honest. If I missed y'all, you already know, much love, because I can go on for about 3 hours on just people that's like, all right, I actually like what you're doing.
Charge it to the game, not to his heart. It's so hard to remember everybody, and I get that.
Yeah.
With that being said, what would you say has been like one of the best pieces of advice that maybe one of your OGs or one of your peers has given you? And it don't even have to be about music, but just a life gem. Share that with us if you don't mind.
This is the easiest gym in life. Sometimes you just gotta relax and trust the process.
That's the biggest. You know what? Let me tell you something ironically about what you just said. I've been hearing that more. I interviewed someone last night, which was Tuesday, and I interviewed someone on Monday, sitting where you're at. And both of them told me that as of lately, they've taken the pressure off themselves. When you put too much pressure on yourself, like, that's where anxiety can come from. So you're right. That's a beautiful gym. And more people are doing that. How do you apply that to what you got going on?
In the start of my journey, you know, I started my own label and everything like that.
Oh,
and
that's dope.
Being the head of the label and being my own management and being my own road management and being my own assistant and being the artist and being it was like, all right, hold on, time out. It was like I was extremely burning myself out.
Yes, you were.
You know, and it came to the point where, shout out Empire 45, they came to me with some information that I really could get behind or whatever.
Yeah.
And from then on, they took a lot of that pressure off of me. So now I get time to actually be the engineer and the producer to make this music actually happen.
Absolutely. You can focus on actually being the entertainer, the artist, the musician, like you said. Let them handle the administrative side.
Yes.
Because that becomes tough when you have to do that as well. When you're answering all your own messages and emails. I'm like this all day. I'm trying to write at the same time.
I'm trying to draw out a logo. But, I got to be to this show and I got to be to the studio at this time. It's like, I can't do it all.
No, you cannot. You have to have a team of people. And that's why I've got 2 business partners, because I can't do everything myself. You got to have a team of people. So shout out to everybody who's involved in your movement.
Yes, shout out everybody. You already know. Big shout outs to Pops. Yo, he rolls with me everywhere.
I love it.
You already
That's
know.
so dope.
Yeah. You know, got him holding the camera right now. So
yeah, big shout out to Pops, man. You know, definitely. And one thing that we talked about when you came in, if you don't document it, it didn't happen.
Yeah, of course.
You have to. So you've been in Atlanta for what, a week now, a few days?
Yeah, I've been here since the 29th.
Okay.
I got
Which
here.
was Friday.
Yeah, I got here, went right from getting here to performing at Onyx, and then it was like nonstop just movement. You know, like after here, I'm right back out, and I got to be to Charlotte to the radio station. So shout out to K95 Miriam. You already know, you said your homie.
Yes, that is really, really dope. What has your experience been like out here in Atlanta over the last few days?
I'm actually loving it. I'm really loving it. Like the people, from what I've seen, has been nice. You know, and as far as crowd participation and the love show, they show a lot of love out here.
Yes.
Like to all my New Yorkers and around the country, definitely stop in Atlanta and bump your music. They definitely show love.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be honest, I grew a lot of followers on my gram since I've been here. So
would you ever consider relocating here?
It's on money. If the money is,
it has to
here,
make sense.
Yeah, let's make it make sense. If the money is here, then yes, I move with the money.
Understood.
But until the money is here, I'm gonna be where the money is at.
Listen, bro, that is such smart thinking, because a lot of times I'm a big risk taker. Mm-hmm. I believe stepping out on faith, but you also got to do it at the right time.
Yeah.
I waited, I was 38. Almost 39. I'm an OG. I'm 49 now. I was 39 years old before I moved here. I waited till my son graduated, left. He went to the military, because like you said, it has to make sense. You don't want to come here and sink. You want to come here and swim,
float, take off, but the last thing I want to do is go from being good to the shaking a can on the corner. I can't do that.
Absolutely. You're doing it the right way, and you have kids to take care of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
You have a big purpose.
Cheap. Y'all women cost too much.
No, it depends. It depends on the woman, because I'm the type of woman.
Listen, I got 10 wives.
Yo.
Well, no, I got 8. I got 8 wives, okay? I literally got 8 wives, and I can tell you like this, like
why your pop's looking at you like that was funny.
Yeah, I got 8 wives, so yeah, no, when you got 8 women
are expensive, because they require, women like to be women. We like, makeup and hair stuff and nice clothes.
Listen, if you see my daughters, they're thank God they're very just sassy women. They're very well mannered and everything, but they're definitely women. So yeah. I'm like, oh God, that's what I need. You know what, yo, to all the fathers in the industry, and I mean like Bootsy, T.I., Wayne, y'all, I'm gonna need some like guidance of like how I'm a really because I really want to keep my daughters away from the industry.
Absolutely.
I'm like, ugh, but you can't hide people but for so long. So
that's facts. Especially being in this business, the more you rise up, the more people that are in your business,
Always. And it's not really the people in my business, it's like the wrong people trying to get at your kids.
Right. You want to protect them.
Of course, I'm a father first. I'll tell you like this. I'm a man first, I'm a father second. I can be whatever you want me to be after that, because your feelings are your feelings. You're going to wake up with you by yourself tomorrow.
Absolutely. And let me tell you something about being a woman or a young woman. Our first love is our father.
Yeah.
Your daughter's first love is you. So it's your job to protect them from the weirdos that are out there. And it sounds like you're absolutely doing a phenomenal job doing that. I love it.
Thank you.
Listen, and Bigga talks about this all the time. Bigga talks about how no man or woman will be blessed if you're not taking care of your kids. You got to take care of your seeds, man, and you're doing it, man. One more time, give me some love. We transferring all kinds of good energy today because I love what you got going on. So when you leave here, you head into Carolina. You're going to do an interview out there. How long are you going to be in Carolina?
I will be there until the 15th, and I'll be heading back to New York. But I have a lot going.
Run through it.
So shout out to Wally D. I have a sit down meeting with him.
Okay.
Shout out to Chuck T. I have a
TJ Chuck T.
Yeah,
that's the big homie.
Yeah, I got a sit down meeting with him. I'm also opening up for Sexy Red in Greensboro on the 14th.
Nice.
Thank you. So if y'all in Greensboro or the surrounding cities, you already know. Tune in. And my mother lives in Charlotte, so so even if I'm not doing anything, I'm in the city for a little bit of time. So tune in with the kid, and then I'll be hitting New York. I'm not too sure how long I'm gonna be there. So everybody in New York, tap in with me when I get in, because I'm not too sure how long I'm gonna be there.
Absolutely. So are you currently residing in Carolina or Alabama? Where are you residing?
No, I'm not in Alabama. I haven't been in Alabama.
It's been a while. Since you was a jit.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that for like the documentary.
Understood.
Yeah.
There you go. I love the fact that that's something that's on your mind.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know what it is that I already know people are gonna go digging.
Yes.
Right. And the one thing that you're always gonna find is somebody's gonna dig and they're gonna find stuff, but they're never gonna find the whole story.
Right. Who better to give them your truth than
so I'll give you straight up the story. You feeling me? That way it ain't no miscommunications, because like I said, I've never done anything to actually look at any real reason for the police to come messing with me.
Yeah.
You feeling me? So I'm just like, it's one of them things that I know it'll probably be the best look for my image at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why you have like your pops with you documenting this stuff, because everywhere you go, you need footage, even if it's a cell phone footage, something to document everything you got
going on.
Because when you make that documentary, now you got a lot of content. We in a content era, right?
Yeah.
I know you said you're under a management deal, correct?
Yes.
Do you ever desire, if it makes sense, to sign to I know you have your own label, but would you partner maybe perhaps with a bigger label if it made sense for your situation?
Yes, I definitely would.
Okay.
I would definitely partner with another label if it makes sense.
Absolutely.
That's my number one.
Yes.
Let's make it make sense. If it makes sense and we're both winning, then yeah, let's do it. I'm real business minded. If it makes sense and we can both win at this, and I'm not looking at being in a cardboard box at the end of the day, then yeah, let's do it. You feeling me?
And that goes back to what we said earlier with being proactive, because you're going to dissect and look at every situation, because some artists will be like, oh, so-and-so wants to sign me, where do I sign at? And it ends up being the worst deal in the world.
Yeah. Like fortunately, I'm not illiterate, so I can understand a little bit of the contract, and I understand to send it to my lawyer.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
I'm like, no matter what, my lawyer gets paid to say, all right, yo, Paris, now we need to look at this and we need to look at that.
You're protected.
Yes.
You're protected.
You got to protect yourself.
You have to, because it's a beautiful business, but there's a lot of shady people within this business.
Of course.
Who want to take advantage.
Listen, there's a lot of shady people in every business.
Business.
I'm not going to shout out any jobs, but I worked a lot of jobs. I actually have a job now. You feeling me? And I can tell you firsthand, a lot of shady stuff go on everywhere, so you just gotta know how to navigate.
Absolutely, most definitely. So tell everybody one more time the current single that you're pushing that's out there. That way they can go stream it, download it, share it, all that.
You already know. It's so fresh. nah, we gotta tell you the truth. It's like so fresh. It's so high. It's like a spin-off of a throwback and a new school wave. You know, it's the 50th year of hip hop, so gave something to where everybody could jam. And like I said, it's on 2K24, so it's fresh as the word.
Fresh is the word, most definitely. So make sure you guys go download it, share it, stream it, add it into your rotation. He does have a clean version available.
Yes, the clean version is available on. Well, actually, I'm hoping it's available on everything right now.
Yeah, and he'll email it to the DJs.
Yes, and I'll email it to the DJs. I don't care. I have a clean version available. That's the good thing. I try not to cuss in any of my music, so most of my music is just straight up clean version. The radio version, the dirty version is all the same thing. You know, I learned how to actually say a lot of stuff without having to say
use profanity.
Some of the raunchy stuff, you know.
I like that because it makes it marketable and radio ready out the gate. You ain't got to go back. You know, we never want to have to get ready. We want to stay ready. Just be ready.
So when you say, "Oh, send me this," it's like, "All right, well, I'll send it to you. Here's the radio version."
Absolutely.
You know, I'm like, because I learned early in my career that with every song that you make, you should make a street version, a radio version, and some type of club version.
Yes. And to add to that, maybe you're already doing it, but for the people who don't know, for your clean version and your dirty version, have one that has an 8-bar intro on there. Mm-hmm. People like me, who's a radio personality, I like to be able to talk over the intro to introduce it. Mm-hmm. So have a clean and dirty 8-bar intro version strictly for radio personalities and DJs.
Yeah. Definitely. So, I do that. I try to do that a lot. Yeah. You know, and I actually like the 6 to 8 bar, like kind of fade out at the end.
There you go. Same thing.
So yeah, even if you wanted to chop it and spit it, you could take these bars and make it, you know, loop the beat however you want to do it.
Absolutely.
You know, so I try to lead that space because a lot of times I help a lot of DJs out when I go to do shows too, because I put together my own show mix. So I'm like,
I love it.
All you gotta do is just press play.
I bet you the DJs just love you because you're so on it. Like you make everybody else's job easier because you're fully prepared and you understand what you're supposed to be doing. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
I really pray that artists take heed to what you're doing and learn from it, because there's some of them that they just don't know. They don't have anybody giving them no guidance.
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and drop y'all a Jew. To all these artists that is out here performing, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but this is real. What you're doing right now is performing. Your job is to perform.
Yes.
And that's a combination of speaking through the mic, rapping through the mic, singing through the mic, and actually entertaining the people at the same time.
Yes.
This is how you actually start to generate a buzz. This is how you perfect your craft. You have to go home, practice what you're going to do on stage.
Yes.
It becomes muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I just be going through the motion. It's just my brain snaps into that repetition. All right, this is what we got to do. Let's go through it. And then at the end of that, it's like, oh, God, that was exhausting. But you don't really remember half of it.
But right, you're right. You don't. You don't
really remember
because you're kind of like in such a zone.
You become somebody else because you're that focused at the moment that your brain is just. It's kind of like having Ultra Instinct. If anybody watched Dragon Ball Z, you dig? It's like that motion. It's like, you know how like he his body just instinctively moves because somebody swung at him. That's how your performances start to become when you start to practice and actually do it on a regular. It's like you hear your name and you just go. You feeling me? So that's to the artists that's out here that's actually trying to push themselves. Practice at home. Get you a mic, get you a speaker, learn how to like speak into the mic, rap into the mic, and move around at the same time. You know, you got to practice these things because, like you said earlier, people attention spans are really, really small, very, very small. Yes. So once you get into a pocket that's just boring, you lost them.
Exactly. Absolutely. And stage presence comes with that. So I'm glad you brought that up because every artist that's out here doing performances absolutely should be doing rehearsals, whether it's at a studio that maybe has a rehearsal space or in your bedroom in front of a mirror. There's nothing wrong. Like if you want to get good at something, you have to practice. Like old saying, practice makes perfect, right? Yeah. It's no different. We do not see results if we're not consistent.
This is the reason you go to school every day.
Right.
They send you to school every day, not to really learn. It's just to practice the stuff that you already learned. So by the time you get to this age, it's just muscle memory.
There you go.
You don't, when somebody say, what's 2 + 2? You don't think about it. You just know it's 2.
Right. 4.
Oh, yeah. My brain is retarded right now. Okay,
because you thinking about being an artist too much.
Yeah, I'm always all over the place.
I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah, you see, it's like I'm always all over the place. I'm just my brain. I'm gonna be real with you. Like I feel like no disrespect, but I feel like I'm retarded sometimes. Like my brain is.
Listen,
like,
we all are. Like I do some stuff, and honestly, I will overthink it. I'm like, dang, why did I say that? That was so stupid. Why did I say that? And then I'll harp on it for like hours, and then I'll be like, you know what? It's gonna fade away. So this too shall pass.
Oh no! I don't even worry about that. I don't even worry about that. It's like, all right, listen. Everybody knew where I was going with it.
Right, so, right. Hey, understood. Exactly.
You dig? Like who doesn't like you're trying to get your like my mind moves a mile a minute, so my mouth don't move as fast as my mind. So it's like I'm trying to say one thing, but I'm thinking like 3 conversations ahead. So like it happens. You know, absolutely. I'm not worried about it. But I guarantee you're not gonna cut me on my money I can count.
Period. Straight like that.
Okay.
Well, listen, it's been a pleasure to have you here. Mm-hmm. I appreciate you sharing your story, your journey, everything you got going on from start to finish. But before we get out of here, there's 3 things we got to do, right?
Let's do it.
1, tell them where they can follow you at on your socials.
Yo, y'all can follow me at Deparris729. That's on everything. If you seem like you can't find it, you could just Google. Everything just comes right on up.
Most definitely. I know throughout our conversation, you shouted out a lot of people. Is there anybody else that maybe came to mind that you want to shout out and show love to?
I want to shout out my mother.
Yeah.
And well, first, I want to shout out God.
Yes.
Because none of this is possible without God. You know, like I spent a lot of nights talking to the man. Yeah. So, I want to shout out God. I want to shout out my mother and my father because without them, I wouldn't even be here. Yes. You dig? So, I want to shout them out. I want to shout out my pops because, you know, he's always in my corner. You know, I want to shout out everybody that's been helping me along this way. You know, that's from like Cover, you know, Spotlight Breeze. It's like the whole Bronx crew. And there's a few people that I've been in communications with that's actually liking what I'm doing. And so I want to say like shout out to Ugly Money, you know. We're going to give a shout out to DJ Ron G. We're going to give a shout out to a few people, because I'm gonna be honest with you, my brain is like on slow mo. It's like just trying to remember everydy's name.
It's one of the hardest things to do.
Thing in the world.
I know.
So you already know. Like I said earlier, if I didn't get you, it's not that I just no disrespect. Not that I don't love you. It's just at the moment, it's like trying to figure out everybody and trying to fit into this small space.
And the last person that we got to shout out is you, man, because you really out here doing it. Shout out to yourself.
Thank you. Yes, definitely shout out to me because at the end of the day, I can always wake up and get in the mirror and say, you know what, I don't want to do this.
Exactly. But you are a good man. Like, you get up every day and do what you're supposed to do, and you're living your purpose. And I love that. So definitely shout out to you.
I'm happy within my dream, you know, like that's what everybody should do. Follow your dream, live your dream. You know, if you live your dream, you will be happy within your dream. No matter where you at within your dream, you will be happy within your dream.
Absolutely. Go for it. Last but not least, we're live.
Industry's
most wanted. Boom.
Wanted.
My most important question of this whole conversation.
Let's do it.
What makes you the industry's most wanted?
I'm the industry's most wanted because I'm not like anybody else. My music ain't like anybody else, and I don't want to sit here and kill people or delete people every day. So I don't drill. I want to party. So ladies, stand up. I am trying to bring some real music back, put some soul in it. So yeah, that's why I'm the industry's most wanted.
I love it. Give me some more love, man. Appreciate you being here.
Definitely. I love that you had me here. Thank you again.
Absolutely. We up out of here, y'all.
You're
Don't come in the dub. Any Louis Vuitton shoes don't come for the scrub. So fresh from the cloud of the street. Call up ice for a piece. Might custom my mouth so when I speak up you freeze. Spray your